Well, good morning to you. Welcome to Up to the Minute. That's right. We're live this morning. It is, of course, 10 a.m. time for the show. We got a half hour, some great content for you, and some special guests. We're going to get to a visitor across the country in a few moments, but my co-host this morning, Brittany Pacheco. Brittany, it's good to see you with us. You know, we've got some special guests on the show today, and we're going to go back out to one of your favorite places, Lookout Mountain.
Hey, good morning, Todd. Although I haven't been to Lookout Mountain physically in either Tennessee or Georgia, as we're going to be there today, I am looking forward to learning more about the mountain itself. So this is going to be a really great episode. We're going to be joined by our guests shortly, but I do want to take the opportunity to remind everyone to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram if you already are not doing so. Also, head over to our YouTube channel, subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell so you can be the first to find out the latest uploads from us. And last but not least, to our audience, we need your help to spread the word about Up to the Minute here on Facebook Live. If you share if you share this podcast by clicking the share button at the bottom of this broadcast, that would help us out greatly.
That's right. So, Brittany, stick around, and we'll introduce our other guest in a few moments. But first, we want to take you out to Lookout Mountain, Georgia. Now, just a disclaimer, my wife and I get up to Lookout Mountain at least twice a year, and the location we're going to, it's hard to describe because you think of the name and it's not really an amusement park. It's more of an attraction, but it's unique in its own way. Meagan Jolley joins us, and she's the public relations manager for Rock City. Good morning to you, Meagan.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So I always tell folks, if they don't see it posted in my social media when I'm visiting there, that Rock City is something you have to see at least once in your life because it's a unique attraction. You guys, you don't have rides there, but it's a gardens, I guess people would call it, filled with rock formations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely something we encourage people to add to their bucket list, whether you've heard about Rock City or not. You can see 7 states from our lookout point, which you can kind of see in my background.
Right.
So we're definitely known for that. We have just, like you said, massive ancient rock formations that really is hard to describe in words. You really have to see it to believe it. And we're known for some unique things like gnomes. We have a lot of gnomes.
Yeah. I've got a few of those around my house right now too. You know, we always try to pick up a gnome souvenir, and it's something unique you really got to see while you're up there. I've got to say, maybe you can talk a bit about the history of Rock City, because there's a lot of history. It was founded by a family. And just to clarify, because we had some folks from Ruby Falls on not that long ago, they're on the Tennessee side of Lookout Mountain. It's a huge mountain, and you guys are on the Georgia side.
Right. We're just a mile over the state line from Chattanooga into Lookout Mountain, Georgia. And we're claimed by both states, which is a great thing.
Yeah.
But we opened in 1932. And I don't know if you guys are familiar, but something that made Rock City legendary and kind of globally known was our barn campaign.
Oh, yeah.
In the 1930s. So our owner and founder, Garnet Carter, he just had this idea. This was, of course, before the interstate system, before advertising, before billboards. He had this idea to hire a man to travel around the country and paint the words "See Rock City" on barn rooftops. And we had over 900 barns at one time across the country on back highways that people used to travel.
Right.
And now, you know, it's become a historic landmark in a lot of places. It's just very nostalgic, and people love to travel to see our barns. And that's the first place that they even heard of Rock City, was just passing by those.
Right. And I remember, I date myself, but I remember growing up and seeing those signs, "See Rock City," on the journey up there. Meagan, I want to ask you this, because you guys have been around for quite some time, but when people get to Rock City, now first just describe the location. It's on the top of the mountain. They walk through some fabulous rock formations, but really it's the views that you have, not just the one behind you, because there are some breathtaking views of where you see not only 7 states, but off the top of the mountain.
Yeah. So, you're walking through some narrow passageways. We've got a couple that also we're known for called Batman Squeeze and Needle's Eye. And so if you're claustrophobic, you might not want to take those paths, but they're really cool. The photo ops too are amazing. We have bridge. We have a huge waterfall that is just this like hero shot that everybody wants. It's just beautiful. And that's called Lover's Leap. And then of course there's the flag court. We have eateries. We have our own Starbucks. You know, we have just all kinds of just really cool features. We have Mother Goose Village and Fairyland Caverns, which is kind of ties back to those gnomes a little bit, but we have these fairy tale stories throughout the caverns that are in these vignettes. And again, it's just something that is hard to describe, but you just have to see it in person.
Now, just to recap, of course, Lookout Mountain, you guys are located, and it's just outside of Chattanooga. So if you're visiting the Eastern Tennessee area, this is the place to be. And you guys recommend about a half a day to really get a glimpse and maybe get a bite to eat and visit Rock City?
Sure. I would say if you're just coming to walk through, an hour and a half to 2 hours leisurely walk is good. But then when you add in other things, whether we have special events going on or if you're coming to eat, we have an awesome cafe that is Southern cuisine and it's all house-made food right out on the Leap where you can see this view behind me. It's called Cafe 7. So if you're coming to dine there, you know, definitely allow extra time.
Absolutely. Once again, we're talking about Rock City. You know, for every Thursday here in the show since the pandemic started, we feature locations not only in the Houston area and around the country. And this morning we're featuring Rock City, which I've got to say, one of my happy places. You know, we're always there at least a couple times a year and just love walking through it. And I know Brittany is excited now because she wants to get up there sometimes too. Brittany, when you do go see Mother Goose's location, you actually walk down into a cave. And year round, it's like 65 degrees in that cave.
Yeah, I'm claustrophobic. So this, what Meagan was talking about earlier is probably not going to be my jive. I'm not for that. But I would probably be mistaken for one of the gnomes that y'all have been talking about, just saying.
Well, I know you had to do a lot of things differently because of COVID, Meagan, and you encourage people to buy their tickets online and you now have timed entry. So the good side is you don't wait that long to get into the attraction, but you're also trying to limit the number of people inside at one time, I would imagine.
Right. We definitely have capacity limits. So we're at like 25 to 50% capacity right now, depending on, you know, the day or season, time of year. But, you know, we're getting a lot of great feedback from our guests that, you know, people love that because they feel when they're walking through, they get the whole place to themselves. So we're doing that for safety measures, just to make sure everybody can distance properly. And we do ask people to bring a mask to wear if you're inside any of our buildings or locations. If you're outside and able to distance, you don't have to wear a mask. But, you know, we just added a lot of cleaning procedures as far as how often those are done.
Right.
So, you know, so far it's been a success and we've been able to recover from, we had to close a couple of months last year, you know, when the pandemic first hit. So we've done a lot of learning and like I said, we're going to be able to have our special events this year that we weren't able to do last year. So we're, again, just modifying everything and figuring out how to do that.
We've been talking with Meagan Jolley from Rock City on Lookout Mountain. If you get up to the Chattanooga area, it's certainly a destination you want to check out. We're going to have the link to their social media and also their website in the social media post for the show. Meagan, thanks for being here this morning.
Thank you so much.
All right. Have a great time out there at Rock City, and we look forward to seeing you in person someday.
Great.
All right, so we're going to move on to HCC news and information. We've got one of our guests joining us now, and I believe it's Daphne. And Daphne, you are one of the recipients of the Black History Committee scholarship, and you went to HCC. Maybe you can kind of bring us up to speed with before we get to the. Looks like we're going to have to get you to unmute your audio if you can, Daphne, because your audio is not on. Okay, so we got some audio problems with Daphne right now, but we will let everybody know that we have our virtual Black History Gala fundraiser is happening. That's going to be happening later this month. Folks can participate in it. It's a great fundraiser. Daphne, of course, is one of our student success stories. if we can get your audio connected, I don't think you can hear us, Daphne. We'll get back with you. But right now, we're going to move on to our HCC news and information with everyone's updates on what's going on around the college. So tomorrow, Brittany, big day for HCC. It's Go Red for Women Day.
It is. So heart disease is the number one cause of deaths for women. So on the first Friday of February is the American Heart Association's Go Red for Women Day. HCC's Women in Leadership, Student Life, and Rec Sports are also sponsoring a virtual walk called And the Beat Goes On. I do have to say, I love the graphics that were developed for this event. I think it's great. Now, this event is happening Friday, February 5th. So it's this Friday, tomorrow. HCC students, faculty, and staff are asked to sign up and walk for 30 minutes and then post pics using the hashtag HCC Go Red, the number 4 women.
That's right. So keep that in mind tomorrow. I've got my shirt, and yes, I will be posting it out for a run tomorrow. HCC Northeast is having a town hall. Dr. Monique Umphrey, the president of HCC's Northeast College, will be joining us virtually for her State of the College and words of encouragement for students of HCC Northeast. A Q&A will follow. It's going to happen on Tuesday, February 16th, 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. This is a WebEx event, and it's sponsored by the Northeast Student Government Association and Student Life. Make sure you check the district's Facebook page to register. All right, free groceries in February. We've got some things for our students to take advantage of, Brittany, especially during times where many may be having some issues with food insecurity.
Definitely, Todd. And HCC is going to do whatever we can to help the community as much as possible. So registration is filling up fast at the Houston Food Bank's Community Health Market trailers, formerly the Eagle Mobile Food Market, which will be at multiple HCC campuses. Now, this is happening throughout the month of February. All HCC community members can sign up to receive free groceries. This is just a great opportunity. Just pick the campus, date, and time you would like to pick up your groceries. So for information about this Student Life project, you can contact hcc.cares@hccs.edu. We'll be sure to leave that information here in the post after the show.
So we've got some programs for our students. Many of them are paid for. You can get your tuition for free. And these are, it's fast track training for high paying jobs, jobs that are in the market in high demand and pay very well, from air conditioning to cybersecurity, logistics to welding, all those and more. Go to hccs.edu, search for fast track training, and we'll have that specific link in the social media post for the show. All right, continuing ed classes, those are happening as well, Brittany.
From accounting to welding, HCC School of Continuing Education has launched classes that start weekly and monthly. So for those who, are on the fence, just know that this is a great opportunity to take advantage of. You can check out the schedule by going to hccs.edu/CE.
All right. Are we going to try to connect again with Daphne to see if her audio and if she can hear us? Daphne, can you hear us? You can hear us. Okay. For some reason, we can't hear your audio.
Yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. How are you?
Okay, great. I'm good. How are you?
We're good.
I was having a few technical difficulties this morning.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah, that happens in this virtual world we're living in. So we were talking about HCC has for the first time, because of the pandemic, we're doing our Black History Committee Gala is happening virtually. And so we want to talk about that because you are a recipient from the foundation. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about your story.
Well, the gala was great. There were a lot of important people there. It was nice to get all dressed up and go have a good time. Robin Givens was one of our, it was Robin Givens, or yes. And another lady who was our celebrity host. I actually did get to meet her. She's very nice. It was just a great event all over. There were a lot of auctions. They auctioned off a lot of memorabilia to gain money for the scholarship fund. All in all, it was just a good experience. I'd never been to anything like that before, so it was really different.
So we're encouraging our audience to visit the gala this year, and unfortunately we can't do it in person, so it's being presented virtually. Now, I know maybe you can tell us about your life at HCC and your goals while you were here, and really how the foundation helped you out.
Life at HCC has been great. It's been great. There are a few bumps along the road, but all in all, everything's been good. Going to the gala virtually, I don't know how that's going to be, but for everybody involved, I hope it ends up to be a really good time.
Right. Well, I mean, it's something that we're kind of a situation we're all forced into with living in a virtual world right now, and having these events, where we try to raise the money at least to still support our students. Because I guess the important message is, just because we're going through a pandemic, our students need our support now more than ever, especially many that have lost jobs or had their hours cut at work. These foundation dollars really come in handy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think my year last year would have been a little bit harder had I not received any help from the Scholarship Foundation. Yeah, it helped with books and transportation and things like that.
Well, that's a big thing too, because you just don't need help with tuition. You got to pay the rent. You got books. And I know you also have 2 sons that you're raising as well.
Absolutely. I have 2 little boys. Well, one of who's not little anymore. He's 14. And then I have a little one. He's 5, Eric and Xavier. Eric goes to Meyerland Performing Arts Middle School. Oh, wow. And the little one, he's just going to be in kindergarten this year. So my life is full of a lot of twists and turns.
And a very busy lifestyle. So folks can participate in this event. We've got a website address you can go to for the gala that'll be held virtually this year for the first time. The gala address is hcccsfoundation.org/2020 BHC. We'll put that link in our social media post. Daphne, will you be participating in the virtual event this year?
I didn't receive an invitation as of yet, but we'll see. I probably will. If I can, I probably will go. Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, it's always great to catch up with our students. We wish you continued success, and we're looking to see a great gala this year. Thanks for being here, Daphne.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, so we're going to move back to our HCC news and announcements. Brittany, we've got registration going on, and I know we drive into this every day, but realistically, you want to register early, because if you keep waiting to the last minute, especially with very small class sizes for the lab-based courses, those will fill up pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, that's for sure, Todd. And it's just a good rule of thumb that when registration opens, despite pandemic, it's just good to make sure to book your classes in advance to secure it, make sure that you have your spot, and you're all set for the semester. Now, while regular session is currently underway, our second start classes begin February 16th. Now, that's just right around the corner. We talked about this throughout the week, but there are changes to our Flex Campus modality. So what was once our all in-person classes are postponed to resume at a later date. So Flex Campus will be held online, just like our online anytime and online on a schedule. And those modalities sound exactly as they state. So just be sure, because I'm currently doing my MBA 100% online, you have to be really diligent to log in either at the specified time or just log in frequently to make sure you're not missing assignments, you're not missing announcements. If you do have questions, be sure to ask those questions, in advance to your professor and or TA if there is one available. So that's just, free piece of advice from yours truly. But our lab-based courses are our critical hands-on skills-based learning for some of our courses that will continue to be offered. Now, I don't have all the information as to which programs this will impact, but be sure our students are in communication with the professors. And once again, second start begins February 16th. You can head over to hccs.edu/now to register.
As you search for programs, they make it pretty clear as to which ones are meeting in person. And like you mentioned, Brittany, it's a lot of the workforce instruction programs. It's hard to teach welding virtually, so you got to be there in person. So a lot of those classes, students, keep in mind, we want to keep your graduation goals on target and make sure you graduate on time and get out there in the real world, especially for a lot of these courses, as they are workforce instructions. So go to the website, as Brittany mentioned, hccs.edu/now, and you can register today. All right, so tomorrow on the show, Brittany, you won't be here. Frank will be back, but we've got Film Fridays returning.
Yeah, this is a really cool thing that you all are doing. We've had our Wednesdays that were designated with Chief. By the way, Chief, haven't seen you since last year. Kind of miss you. But we are continuing our 2021 Film Fridays with a visit from Tish Stringer and Rice Cinema, which is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. Hey, HCC's got some competition.
Yeah.
There's lots to talk about with the new building underway for the Rice Media Center as well. So big goings on over there.
And we'll also spotlight one of our favorite programs, HCC's Career for You Academy, which brings us the Change Your Life for $20 program. Yes, it's really true. You can sign up for these classes, take them, and they're only $20. Beatrice Lopez will be here to tell us more about the offerings in the programs available. All that and more tomorrow on the show. We won't see you till next week, Brittany.
That is correct, Todd. And it's okay. I think I did better today than I did yesterday. So woohoo.
Everything else went sideways, but yeah, we were all right. We were already, we made it through.
It's the day 4 of hostage situation, Todd. I mean, what do you expect?
Yeah, I saw that in social media today as well. So
yes, I love it.
All right, Brittany, thanks for being here.
Yep. Thanks so much for having me. And to everyone else, don't forget to follow us on our social media pages, and don't forget about YouTube. And last but not least, share this podcast so that we can grow our audience, but just share this information with everyone else.
Thanks for joining us on Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis. She's Brittany Pacheco. We will see you tomorrow live, 10 a.m.